Hey everyone, I'm Jack, and I just wanted to give a quick update about our fig trees. So in my last update, kind of a channel update, I told you about some anxiety that I was having, and I never gave you the reasons why. There are many reasons over multiple years, and it's just kind of accumulated and recently started affecting me in my life. And I don't really want to go into all of those. I will, I guess, if somebody really wants to hear them. Generally people, in my experience, don't really want to hear it. They have problems of their own, they have anxieties too. And I just kind of went on and just did an update of why I wasn't posting videos. And so anyway, if you want to hear about them, I will do a video about that. But for now, let me just say that one of the things that caused a lot of anxiety with me and my wife is I came home one day last, I believe, October, and there was a notice on our door that we had 30 days to vacate the premises. The short story of that is it was actually a 60-day notice that they made a mistake and wrote 30. I'm being attacked by a cat. This is Kittler, and you can see she has a little mustache, and that is why they call her Kittler. She is our neighbor cat, and she is currently clawing at my legs. Stop, come up here. So they had mistakenly put 30 days instead of 60, and we just completely freaked out that we only had 30 days to move. And we didn't know what we were going to do, we didn't know where we were going to move, and we didn't know how we were going to do it in that short of amount of time. So, there's a bunch of backstory to that, of course, too. Ow! It's really not important why, it's just that we had to move, and, we just didn't know what we were going to do. You can see maybe behind me here, there's a lake that we now live on. We used to live kind of right on the other side of this lake, and it's like 0.3 or 0.4 miles away from where we used to live. Now we're closer to the lake and we can see it. The sun rises right over here, and it's just absolutely beautiful every morning, and we were very blessed to get this place. So what had happened prior to that was I started fiddling around with our figs, and I was trying air propagation, where you take a plastic bottle, you cut a slit in the bottle and you put that bottle around a branch. You break off some of the leaves along that branch to expose the nodes, and then you can fill that bottle with either peat moss or soil, and then you moisten it and cover it with either saran wrap or foil, and then you let those nodes where the leaves were root out, and then you go on the back side of that bottle and cut it. And then you have a rooted cutting of a fig. Well, I had always wanted to try that, and so I tried it kind of in the summer before all this nonsense about having to move. And I had 3 or 4 air layers going. I didn't open the foil at all to see what was going on. I just left it alone. I left a little bit of the end open. We got a lot of rain last summer, so it kind of watered itself and would drip out the other side. So in the midst of packing and trying to figure out where we were going to go, I went out and checked on the air layers, and surprisingly, I guess I was excited, but surprisingly they all rooted. So I went to the back side of the bottle, cut that branch, took the bottle off carefully and planted it in some soil, and I ended up with cuttings from that tree that are identical to the mom. It's basically you're cloning the tree. You're getting an exact replica of that tree. So I had Celeste, I had 2 of those, I had an unnamed variety, and then I had a brown turkey fig that I had gotten from a nursery for free and was trying to grow it out to get it up to size, and I was going to plant it in the ground. Well, so I planted those cuttings in pots, and we took them with us to our new place. And then winter came on and they dropped all their leaves and they went dormant. But now there's some green buds coming back on them, And so I'm confident that this spring, that they'll leaf out. They could possibly fruit. They are. Kittler is attacking me. Ow! Stop! Apparently she wants to be on some more. So here's Kittler. Say hi, Kittler. Yes, hello. They are basically, the Celeste are about 5 years old. The Unknown, I think, is about the same. They're all about 5-year-old fig trees. And so basically you just have a 5-year-old tree that's just, that tall. So potentially it could fruit this year. It's not going to fruit a lot, of course. And I may either let them fruit and try and eat, the 1 or 2 that come, or just pick them off just to make the tree a little bit stronger. And my goal is just to grow them out and keep them in these pots. And eventually we want to buy a home, and then I can plant them in the ground and let them grow there. And let me show you what they look like now. So yeah, here's 2 Celeste, and you can see kind of right here. You can see right here that some of the green tips coming out. Here's Kittler again, and here's another Celeste. There's another Celeste right here. This one is another Celeste, and this one is one of the unnamed. The one that we got from a guy driving by. Said, hey, do you want a fig tree? It turned into this amazing fig tree. Produced a lot of figs. Here's one of the cuttings from that. This one here is the brown turkey that I was trying to grow out. So when I got it from the nursery, it had just this center stalk here, and I think it had one here that I cut off. And in doing that, it produced these 2 offshoots, one here and one there. And this last one here is another Celeste, and it's got a new shoot coming up here with some green on the end. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fig trees from the cuttings. Let me come back here and I'll show you. That's what they look like there. Right now they're sort of mostly in the shade. I think I'll slowly start moving them over to give them more sun as the weather starts to warm up. We've had a lot of rain, and all of these pots are very wet. So we've also had a bunch of cold, freezing temperatures, and they seem to have done well. They're very tough trees for sure. It seems like all they want to do is grow and fruit for you kind of no matter what. So that's those. And maybe I guess I could do a quick update on some of the other things that I've shown you that have been in some of my videos. These are some sempervivums, hens and chicks that I had, and they have a little bit of frost damage. But all in all, they've done really well. Like, I just kind of got over here and I set them outside, and while I was dealing with all my stress and anxiety, I didn't care for them very well, and they've done really well considering that. This one up here is the sedum. I know it has been in a couple of videos. It's an unknown variety, and this has been sitting out here in freezing temperatures, rain. We had a tiny amount of snow, and this sedum has taken it all in stride and just been like non-stop growing. This here was another video that I did about comfrey, and what I did is I dug out some of the roots that I had over at the other house where I planted them, and I just stuck them in this pot and brought them with us. So when we first got here, they were still green and leafed out. Winter came, the cold came, and they died back. But you can see in here there's some green, and it's the end of February and it's already coming back. So I'm pretty confident that this is going to do well and give me a lot of comfrey, that I can pick the leaves and do like a chop and drop with them, and compost the fig trees and some of the other plants. Over here are a couple of pots of echinacea. They were in the butterfly garden that I had started, and they were 6-year-old roots, and so I just dug them out, put them in some pots, and you know, they were starting to kind of go dormant at the time anyway, and so I'm hoping that these come back, and I think that they will. And I think in here is the same, if I remember correctly. I actually don't remember what's in this pot. Oh wait, yeah, I don't remember. So hopefully that'll hopefully that'll come back, and then I can figure out what the heck that is. But that's kind of our limited. Let me swing around here and show you. That's kind of our limited garden for now. The way the property is here, you can see, you know, that it is very hilly. There's a bunch of leaves from these oak trees here and here that have dropped 1.5 billion leaves, and it's really rocky here, so I won't be able to garden except for in containers. But you know, all in all, it's turned into a great place to live, and you know, I was able to bring these fig trees with us, so that made me pretty happy. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, the update about the fig trees and some of the other plants that I have. Click that thumbs up for me if you liked it, and if you didn't, you can click that thumbs down, that's fine. Consider subscribing to see more videos, and until the next time, thanks for watching.